NCR in particular is witnessing very good surge as far as the sales is concerned. A lot of regions around Delhi. Anuj Puri, Chairman ANAROCK Group, is joining us to talk more about the latest trends being seen in the real estate space. Anuj, afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us. Now we learned that developers in the NCR region are witnessing slew of launches. They have planned it for the second half of the year. That's phenomenal. 23. Could 24 be a record year too? Because we've seen volumes coming out of that region very strong. Do you see that trend continue?
Clearly, it is appearing like that. The first half of 23 calendar year has surpassed the first half of calendar year 2022. So clearly, the sales across the board, and I would say is not only one city, across all the major cities and even the tier 2 metros, seems to be pretty robust. And the good thing is, this is not coming on the back of speculators or investors. This is coming on the back of end users, younger end users who are really wanting to buy it, whether it's for social security or for other reasons, wanting to buy the residential.
Right, Mr. Puri, this is Winnie joining in the conversation as well. And, real estate demand, obviously, we have seen that pickup coming in post-COVID. But beyond FY24, do you expect the demand to sustain at these levels? And what are we currently placed at in terms of the cycle as well?
So, clearly, this is a cycle. We are perhaps at the beginning to mid of the cycle. It does appear that over the next 3-4 years, the demand will continue to remain strong. And, the demand is coming in not on back of the very strong economy and the job market growth, but it's also coming on the back of a lot of reforms that have been done on the supply side. As a result of which, we are now seeing developers who are launching, focusing on completion, on execution, doing a much better product, making sure that they're delivering on the timelines. So clearly, it does appear that this cycle will continue for the next 3 or 4 years. Usually real estate cycles are sort of depends country to country. In India, on the residential side, we've seen is that they are 7-8 years. And our thinking is that we are sort of 2.5-3 years in this cycle. So it does look like that we have a runway of 3 to 4 more years, provided the economy continues to remain robust.
Could you give us some more color on the inventory levels in NCR region right now? And given the slew of launches which are lined up, do you think the market has the potential to absorb this additional inventory?
So, NCR is a very unique market, the way that it has behaved over the last 5-6 years. The maximum consolidation amongst the developers has happened in NCR. So the developers who are of any significance that are left in NCR are really financial disciplined. They have the muscle power, very well governed. And the biggest thing is that they are really focusing on execution. So the confidence of the buyer, which was very low in NCR 5-6 years ago, has really risen. And on top of it, a number of the stuck projects are now getting completed, whether it's the government-supported Swami Fund or whether it's like the Supreme Court, NBCC, Amrapali, which is now, getting all completed. So that has brought a huge amount of sort of confidence in the end user, as a result of which we're seeing the sales prop up. Whilst the launches are there, but even if you were to look at the second half of the year, the launches, it appears, are going to be lesser than the sales momentum that we have seen. Consistently over the last 18 months, we've seen that the sales has been higher than the number of units. As a result of which, to answer your question, the inventory levels have consistently been going down. So, NCR is like positively surprising us. Actually not surprising because, the consolidation that has taken place has brought in the confidence in the end user. And that's why the sales are coming in again from the end users.
Also, what do you expect in terms of the demand for affordable housing? Do you expect to see a pickup there, given that, now the interest rates are stabilizing and this segment is more sensitive towards those interest rates?
You're absolutely right. Affordable housing demand is sensitive to both, interest rates, as you rightly said, but it's also sensitive to the increase in the pricing. And what happened through COVID was two things. One, the interest rates, as the COVID weaned off, went up. The cost of construction went up, as a result of which the value of the apartment went up. And so as a combination of both of them, we saw that there was a dip in the demand. But fortunately, the cost of construction has been reined in today. And clearly, it appears that the income levels on the affordable housing has continued to grow, yet the cost of construction and the value of the product, as well as the interest rates, has stabilized, as a result of which we're starting to see the demand come back, purely because income is rising of that segment far greater than what we have seen in terms of the cost of the product or the interest rates increase.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Puri, for joining in with us this afternoon on ET Now, giving us an understanding in terms of the trends that are shaping up in the NCR region. Thank you so much for that.